once we've tested your system to see whether you actually have the right nutrients going into it, we then need to know whether your body is able to absorb those nutrients. And so for that, we do a gut function test. How well is your gut and the whole microbiome functioning to get the goodness out of your food? And this is particularly useful for people who have a healthy diet. They believe they're eating well, all the right food, it's all home cooked. But you know what? If you have all that goodness coming in and there is an imbalance in your gut, then maybe you're not breaking it down properly, maybe you're not absorbing it properly, maybe the transit time is too rapid because of stress hormones. There's all sorts of reasons why you might eat a healthy diet but not be getting the goodness from it that will then give you energy. So this test is a comprehensive stool analysis. So I actually get people to do 3 days of stool tests, and then on the 3rd day the courier once again will come and pick up your stools and whisk them off to the laboratory. Now in this case it will take maybe 3 or 4 weeks to analyse the stool, because if it's found, for example, that there's a yeast overgrowth or a parasite there, which can also drain your energy, then what we do is grow a culture, and then in the lab they will test it with different foods to see what will kill that yeast or what will kill that parasite. And again, this is how you can use your food as your medicine and how you can potentially cure chronic fatigue with your diet, because we can find out what foods will kill the parasite or the yeast. And what the lab also does, which is extremely helpful, as well as suggesting foods and saying this one's got a moderate effect, this one's got a greater effect, and this one's got a lesser effect, if there are no foods that they can recommend, then they will tell you what pharmaceutical or botanical or other intervention is needed that does work. And you can take that report to your GP if necessary, and that will be all the information your GP needs to write a prescription for you. So we can start to rebalance your gut by getting rid of any parasites or yeasts or any sort of overgrowth and imbalance that's there that we don't want. So once again, this is a really good way of understanding what's happening behind the scenes in your body. So the gut function test is particularly useful for people who have a healthy diet and they don't understand why they're not getting better, or for people who know they haven't had a healthy diet but they don't really know what's gone wrong or where to break the cycle. Maybe you've been yo-yo dieting, maybe you've got unexplained weight gain. By having a look behind the scenes at what's going on in your gut with this gut function test, we can see what's going on. And sometimes that can also explain why you're so fatigued, because it gives us a glimpse, not a full look at your immune system, but a glimpse at the top level of your innate immune system, looking at something called secretory IgA. Because if that is triggered, that tells us that your immune system is already working hard behind the scenes. Now that's really interesting information for people who get recurrent bugs. So if you've got chronic fatigue syndrome or ME or long COVID, and you find that you get an infection and then another one and then another one of something else, or you catch colds easily, what it tells us is even when you seem to be well, your immune system is working very hard behind the scenes, and that will make you feel exhausted. So functional medicine looks at the functions behind the scenes in your body, and that can often tell you why you're feeling so tired.